Are we on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Microphone check. Lights. Cameras.
This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
That was a love song serenading us as we get into the conversation itself. Now, episode 1 of this conversation has already taken flight. For those of you who caught it, those of you who didn't catch it, it's on our YouTube channel. It's part of the Flex Your Vote series where we're educating and bringing the information, the education on proper voting, what civic rights mean, what your civic education is all about. Well, this is the conversation we're going to be continuing and bringing you part 2 here. Now, it's myself, AC, and Lenny, but we are here with 2 guests as well who are going to make sure that we get the maximum when it comes to education and information about everything. On my left, we have Mr. Dominic from the National Commission on Civic Education. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you as well for honoring our invitation. It's always nice to see the right people in the seat when it comes to things of national interest, especially something as important as voting. Now, to his left is Mr. Edem Afiva. Good morning, sir, as well, and thank you once again for coming into Studio 899 right here for Culture Daily's big conversation. Now, we're going to be delving today into the voting process itself, from head to tail. Now we're telling people go out, vote wisely, and go home. We're going to crack that and get into it, what they need to do to make sure that their vote is protected and is accurate as well. But before we get into those details, let me pay some bills. Now, Lancaster University, Ghana is saying that if you want the best and only British degree at a fraction of the cost, it's Lancaster University, with a vibrant university experience in a community that equips you with useful employability skills, taking you one step closer to the career of your dreams. Enjoy all these and more, plus up to 50% scholarship, my bad, for your degree at Lancaster University, Ghana. Be taught by the finest faculty trained members to UK standards at the ultra-modern campus. Now you can reach them at admissions@lancaster.edu.gh or call on 02096070008 or just visit the website lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in the whole of West Africa. Now, we also told you about Pepsodent and the need for us to brush our teeth twice a day, preferably before and after when we wake up and before we go to bed, right before and after sleep. Now, Pepsodent is giving us 2 variants to make sure our dental hygiene stays in top notch. That's Pepsodent Herbal and, of course, Pepsodent Charcoal. Now, Pepsodent Herbal is best for your gum repair, to protect your gums as well and give you that all-round cooling sensation with its ingredients like green tea, mint, and herbal extracts put together in that blend to make sure that you have the best possible experience. Or you could choose Pepsodent Charcoal that has lemon, mint, and zinc and fluoride to keep those teeth white, fix all the little tiny holes in your enamel that even your eyes can't see, to make sure that your teeth stay strong so that you can continue experiencing the best dental experience. Now, this is, of course, not just Pepsodent on their own. They've been doing this for 25 years with the Ghana Dental Association, and you can reach them on 0800 161 000, 0800 161 000, toll free. Nobody go take your credit. Talk to somebody today. Courtesy Pepsodent. Every smile matters. Lenny?
Yes, every smile definitely matters, and this is how you're going to be smiling to the bank if you participate in Telecel's More Money promo. It is on, okay? About 50 winners have won 30,000 Ghana cedis, and I've said that if I should be among these winners, it will be exciting, and especially if I should win that 1 million Ghana cedi grand prize. Hooray, right? And so you can also participate in the Telecel More Money promo, but here's how. If you keep purchasing data, airtime, or reload your fixed broadband to get closer to becoming a millionaire. The more you reload, the better your chances of winning. Don't miss out. You can send 500. You can send win to 500, I beg your pardon, or star 500 hash. And also you can opt in for free on Telecel's Play app. Okay, so 3 ways and they are easy. Join the Telecel More Money promo now and make your holiday season even more more joyous. Terms and conditions apply, and the promo is regulated by NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Telecel, connecting energies. Another way you can connect to the festive season is if you head over to Orca Decor to enjoy the 20 to 60% discount that they are offering, okay, for any space at all, for your office, your home, your kitchen, your bedroom, your hall. The list is long. Orca Decor offers everything that you need, from your furniture, decor pieces, and more. You can locate Orca Decor on the Spintex Road in Kumasi. They're located in Asokwa, or you can also find Orca Decor in any location near you to enjoy these discounts.
Definitely. Now, after all of the discounts, right, Betway is making sure that you're safe. Now, we've all been there when you've placed a bet, a multi-bet, and then it's going your way. Then all of a sudden, it's not. And one or more picks, usually Manchester United, they let you down, right? Now, with Betway's Bet Saver feature, you can win even if your bet misses. Even on multiple losses, you can get your bet back and more. Bet Saver is exclusive to Betway, and you can get way more. Of course, you know, terms and conditions apply. It's regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. You need to bet the responsible way. If you're not up to the age of 18, please stay away from betting. Betway, get way more.
Definitely getting way more, and that's what we want, more from the experience, more from our rights as well. Now, for Mr. Adam and Mr. Dominic, welcome once again. Now, if you can just recap us on the part one of this conversation, basically what civic education is all about, what it means. You know, we hear it, but what it means, what rights are protected, and what the institution itself stands for. Yeah.
Civic education basically it's about all the things that the citizens have to know in order to be able to perform as a citizen and be very productive to the state.
Okay. So it helps you perform and be productive in order for the state to benefit of this input. So how we as citizens can be in our best form to partake in state affairs, quote unquote. Now, is there a limitation to these affairs that the citizens have a hold in or have a hand in? For example, voting. What other things is a citizen's, should I say, right or purview when it comes to the bigger picture?
Okay. It is not only participating in voting, the citizens' ability to express or contribute during national discussions is one. The citizens' ability to demand accountability from power wielders or those in authority, it's one. So it encompasses a lot.
Okay. With voting specifically, what is the scope of the NCCE's role when it comes to voting? Because we hear about electoral commission, we hear about political parties, we hear about a lot of things, we hear about peace council, there's a lot of names flying around, but a lot of people don't usually hear of the NCCE. So with the presidential or national elections, what role do you guys play directly?
Like I said the other time, the National Commission for Civic Education was established by Article 231 of the 1992 Constitution and then Act 452 of the Parliament of Ghana. Okay. And we are supposed to enlighten the citizens on their rights and responsibilities. But in this case, when it comes to voting, then it becomes the rights and responsibilities of the voter. So I believe our discussion this morning is going to center on the rights and responsibilities of the voter. Okay.
Yeah, thankfully, you shared a video with us that captures some of these rights and responsibilities, and even the procedure that it goes on and all that. But before we go to just showing the video, sometimes you show people observe and they don't know what they are looking at. Can you take us through the process? Let's say it's the morning of the 7th. How do I go about it? I get there, where do I go? If there's an issue, who do I talk to? Just walk us through it, how it would happen ideally in any situation.
Great. And in every polling station that you go to, you are going to meet a presiding officer who is in charge of every affair there. You're going to meet your polling assistants, who are 4. In this case, we are going to have the names referencing officer. Then you are going to have the verification officer. You are going to have the presidential ballot issuer, and you are going to have the parliamentary ballot or parliamentary candidate ballot issuer. Then you are going to have a security personnel there. You are going to have observers, both local and international. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a whole team. So this is going to be replicated across all 40,000 blah 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 voting centers. So in case you have the presiding officer, so the presiding officer is more or less in charge of the whole operation. But is that the point you go to should you have some issue?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Maybe I will have to take the citizens through the whole process.
Okay.
So on that morning, you have your voter ID card. You get to the polling station. Normally, the place will be demarcated with a string so that there will be orderly flow of activities there. So you get to the polling station. If there is a queue, you join. And then you go first to the first polling assistant I talked about, being the names referencing officer. So you give him or her your voter ID card,
yes.
And then she goes through it. First of all, he or she has to even inspect your fingers and see if there are no electoral stains on it, so that you'll be sure that
it's your first time.
It's your first time. You haven't voted. And then when he or she is done with that, then using your voter ID card, the person goes through, the officer goes through the names referencing, and then just to locate your name. When your name is found, then he gives another indication to the verification officer that your name is at so and so page and column of the electoral register. Okay. So when that thing is done, then the person gives you, your officer gives you your ID card, and then takes against your name, meaning that you have been processed at that point. So you go to the verification officer, who then uses the information that the first officer has given him or her to trace your name using your ID card again. Now, the officer then tries to compare the picture in the electoral register, your picture in the electoral register, and your face. The person does some. And then when the person is done, when he is done, then he uses the biometric verification device to scan your details.
Okay.
Use the biometric verification scan to scan your details. In this case, scan your voter, the QR code of your
voter's card.
You as a voter. He uses the scan to scan the QR code of the voter, and then again he scans your fingers. It is at that point that your fingers will prove that yes, you are truly expected to vote there at that moment, and so there will be a sound indicating that they can allow you to go ahead. So it is at that point that the officer will then make a mark on your finger, okay, and then ask you to go to the presidential ballot issuer. So the presidential ballot issuer then detaches a ballot paper for you, and then he or she shows you how to fold it, because the folding is important. When you are done, you fold it vertically and not horizontally to avoid staining some parts of the ballot paper that will bring a problem. So the ballot issuer at that point shows you how to fold your ballot paper, and then you go to the presidential ballot voting booth, and then you at that point, in standing in front of the polling booth, you put your thumbprint onto the thumb pad or the ink pad. The ink pad. You put your thumb in there. You vote, and at this point, I would like to say that there are horizontal rows on the ballot sheet. So these horizontal rows, you have the picture and name of your preferred candidate, and then you have the symbol just next to it, and then you have the space for that preferred candidate of yours. So it is that box, it is within that box that you are going to thumbprint.
Okay.
Making sure that your thumbprinting doesn't cross that box. It is just within the box allocated for your preferred choice. When you are done, you fold it vertically. But let me also caution voters that when you are done, it is important to clean your thumb. Otherwise, you may stain it. Clean it and then fold the ballot paper and then put it inside the ballot box. The same thing will be done for you to cast your vote for your preferred parliamentary candidate.
Okay.
Earlier this morning, we got news that even if your voter's ID is missing, you can still vote. I wanted to find out if it will be a different process for these people, because if you come with your ID, it seems they're going to scan and do all of that for you. Would there be a separate queue for those who don't have their ID cards, or they'll join the queue and when they get there, they'll go through a different process?
Not at all. They will follow the same process.
Okay.
But you see, why you must take the voter ID card there is that it makes tracing of your name very simple.
Okay.
But for those who have lost it,
they've lost it. They don't
you
have
can go.
Yeah.
Once your name is in the register, you can go through the process and then vote.
The most important thing is that you should know where you registered.
Okay.
Without your ID card, you should know where you registered.
Your name will pop up.
Your name will probably be
Because
there.
there's still going to be biometric verification.
Sure. The ID card helps the first officer to identify your name quickly, so that he or she gives to the next
process.
officer, so that it will be facilitated early in a quickly manner, faster. That's the reason why we need the ID card. But without the ID card, it's your right and your civic responsibility as well to vote. So they'll give you the opportunity to. It will delay the process. That's why we want everybody to.
Okay. So it will be a more delayed process.
So once again, for those who have lost it, you can come out on the 7th and still your vote does count. Now we're going to move to the video that was shared by Mr. Afiva and team, so that we can get a more pictorial illustration of the process, the detailed process we just heard. Let's check out that video.
Civic duty required of you a second, yeah. So get involved and vote.
A message from the National Commission for Civic.
If we can play the video again, I want some of the slides to be paused on so that we can look at. I mean, So the first one is, don't let your vote be rejected. So as you can see, for those of you who are listening on Plus 89.9, the rejected vote here is the thumbprint is lying on the edge of the box. So this is also a rejected vote.
Sure.
in the box, not beside, not around.
It's in the box I was going here.
No.
It's gone beyond the box.
The line.
So automatically, it means we are not
If there's
so
another
sure.
one, it will
be double printing.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, so it's not just voting; it's big business for people, serious business. But also, don't vote near the symbol of the party, symbol of your candidate or your whatever. Wow. Okay, let's go
Please,
to the
with this
next
one, let me come in.
Okay.
Down.
Yeah, that
that's
one.
this one. Yes.
Yes. With this one, when you vote, we don't want to educate the public on that. But once it's within the box, that same person and it's on the symbol, it is accepted.
But that's not the right way.
That's not the right way.
So that's a contingency.
Yes.
If it happens that way, it will be accepted.
Sure.
But
it
don't do it.
Go beyond the line.
Okay.
So the line, in
if
terms
I'm
of
understanding
the
this,
line
it's
is
just to say that for whatever you do, just make sure you're not crossing any line beyond your candidate,
especially
or who you
horizontal
want to
lines.
vote for. Okay,
Sure.
okay.
any horizontal line.
No cross out.
No cross out. If you go left small, right small, they go.
But you mentioned
look
it
inside.
being on the symbol, right? What if it's on the
candidate?
It's still accepted.
Same. Okay, okay.
I look like somebody.
Okay.
Anyway,
But
let's
it
go
will
to the.
surprise me that people actually place the vote on the candidate.
When you have an
No,
when there's
you
an
see,
empty
an
no,
empty space.
they feel like it's perception. They feel like
This is what I want.
yes,
The person I want.
they don't get it wrong.
Especially not for
Do you
the
get what I'm saying?
educated
It's like, let me put
people.
it on.
Do you
Let me put
understand?
it on Lenny's face. Let them know that it's Lenny I'm voting
I won't.
for.
Sure.
Okay, question. What if the person does it twice in the same space, on the candidate's face and in the
It's still accepted.
It's still accepted.
It will be counted as one, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Like,
so, so,
I don't
the,
need to be counted as two.
Please go and sit down.
so the danger really is the horizontal lines.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
Don't
cross.
cross the horizontal lines. Okay, let's go to the next incident. Okay, so this was
This is
empty.
no vote at all.
They don't vote at all. So they leave your house and go and don't do anything.
Go and
Oh,
fold your ballot and
yes.
go.
Let's look at the next one.
So that's the
So
right.
these are the
way.
correct ones. Okay, so for those of you who are watching, so these will also be up on our social media platforms to make sure that we all see it as well. But of course, the correct way, like we said, like Mr. Dominic was just saying, you put it in the box. In the box, you turn your thumb to the side. So you see, this is also part of the problem. When people, so I don't know how people vote, but from what I'm seeing, when people do this and try and put it,
Yeah,
there's
it will
there's
cross
more
the
spill
line.
to go on the horizontal line, but it's easier on the side.
But
So
that's how you
that's
have
the
to do
orientation
it.
of your
That's how
thumb.
Your time is already even positioned.
In that,
already.
no, but people want to vote like
Yes.
this. I've seen it
you are
many times
stressing
in the
yourself.
bank.
Yo.
They ask people and then they are doing this and suffering to
You
be
see, you
like,
are suffering. Yes,
Yes.
you are suffering.
this
but once
is better.
it's already
Yes.
positioned.
So the way your
just-
thumb sticks out,
Sure.
don't do this and
Exactly.
vote. Don't do this and vote.
Exactly.
The way your thumb sticks out and vote. Someone take. Go promote power. Let's go to
I want to also find out if I'm voting, like you're saying, I ended up voting this way, and there's a little spill, right? And I'm not too sure. Can I have a do-over? As in, get another sheet and vote.
Yes, yes.
Very important because
It's
when I've
possible.
spoiled
Yes, it's
it, I
possible.
didn't
That
know.
is, we have rejected ballots and spoiled ballot papers. They
Okay.
are two different things altogether.
Yeah.
With the rejected ones, we've already known it. But the other one is that maybe you want candidate A and mistakenly you went for candidate B, though it's one correct
Okay.
vote, but that's not your choice. Once it's not placed in the ballot box, you have the right to go to the PO, that's the presiding officer, to tell him or her that this is what I wanted. My team.
Pressure.
So it's the right of that person to give you a new ballot sheet, but in everyone's present, they should be written on it boldly that spoiled.
Okay.
They
So
don't
it will be-
tear it.
No, it has already been given to you already. They
No,
won't
what I'm
destroy
saying is
it.
that to destroy, they only
No, don't destroy it. They have a special envelope in it for them. So they will, in front of everyone, they will just place it after writing the spoiled ballot paper, displayed for everybody to see. Then it will be placed in that. So at the end of the day, the spoiled ballot paper and the rejected and the valid ones should contribute to the number of votes within.
Over there.
Yes.
So you can't just tear it
So you
and
can't
throw it
just-
away.
yes.
But
Yes,
up to how many chances does an individual have to keep going for a new or a fresh ballot paper?
It is not limited, but as rational human beings, we should at
It
least
should not happen more than once.
once. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, you are suspect. Your fifth time.
I know, right?
You are suspect.
Third one, Puka.
Problem
Even
day.
second.
Yeah, second one safe. Okay.
There's
All
a lot
right.
of tension at the voting centers when you go to vote. It's always quiet and it's like most places quiet and tense, and it's like Miss Ghana, I want to walk onto the stage. It's right. Is there any way where, if I say I have a challenge, there's somebody to assist me through the process? So I get there. You said all this. I've heard it too. I knew it in the house, but I got there, crowd, everything. I've been in the line. It's now my turn. Yeah. Do I have the right to go and say, please help me, to anybody there to walk me through the process?
Please, you are not clear with that.
So I've gotten to the polling station and I'm confused.
Okay.
Do I get a walk-through assistance from anybody?
Sure.
who do I reach out to?
You talk to the police officer because he might be thinking that you are trying to cross the line. But you talk to him that you have a problem. You want to talk to the PO.
Okay.
He will allow you to talk to the PO. Right after that, you go and join the queue from behind.
Okay. Okay, so police officer, when you are confused and you want enquiries and you want to talk to the PO, you go to the police first so that your action is not misconstrued as misbehavior. So that you'll be disciplined quickly on the 7th of December.
Because the way tensions are high, you can't go and I just wanted to ask a question. They will pin you down before that question comes out. The meetings you receive will be tantalizing.
Because the whole place is seen as a restricted area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you are not part of those individuals I mentioned, once you finish casting your vote, you must leave the place so that there will be order. If you are found there particularly disturbing, the PO, the presiding officer, can ask the
police to
security personnel to
deal with you.
It's only the PO who has the right to instruct the police officer
To act.
who to act, when to act, and how to act.
Okay.
Nobody else.
Okay.
The police officer cannot act on its own. Yeah, he is to maintain
So
peace.
presiding officer is
In charge.
In charge.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's some more imagery that was shared for us to learn some key things. So if we can put that up as well, and then we can go through with Mr. Edem and Mr. Dominic as well, telling us. So this is with the lawful instruction by the presiding officer. The presiding officer can ask the security, so like you were saying, to arrest any person charged with any of the following offenses. So offenses there are impersonation. You look like your brother or your sister or your cousin. They couldn't come or they don't want to come, so you took their ID down. Let me go and do it for them. Impersonation. Your issue will be dealt with on site quickly by the PO with the police there. Now violence or violent behavior as well there, as we spoke about. Then multiple voting, the desire to vote more than once, and then concealment of ballot paper. What does that mean? Concealment of ballot paper.
Some of them they have ways to get to the place with extra ballot papers hidden somewhere.
So when it's time for him to
Charlie.
drop his one,
Yes,
he's
and
trying
you
to
see
remove
it,
3 from his
yes.
trouser and put inside the thing. Charlie. Taking a photo of his or her choice on the ballot paper. So that's also a crime.
Yeah.
My own vote.
But people
Yes.
do it a lot.
Oh, that's a medical jigger.
It's like when the thief is not caught, it's not regarded as a thief.
Yeah.
So what
But
are
this
some
is
of
wrong.
the measures that can be taken against somebody who takes pictures of
He'll be arrested
That's
and
a-
prosecuted as the law requires.
as a criminal?
Yes,
Hey.
it's a secret ballot,
Okay.
No idea.
so you need to do it secretly. You don't need to take pictures
pictures
to show
of
that.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
In this day and age of social media and people showing their fanaticism for political parties and all these things, this is a very big point.
Yeah.
So for the TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, who want to show off everything in the world, you come out your phone or handcuff there or back. So vote and go house. The step 3, go home. It's very important. Go home peacefully. The step 3, they hear me pass the step 1 step. They're going home peacefully. Number 4 on that. Number 6. Arrest any persons campaigning within 500 meters radius of the polling station. So if you are going to vote for a Brown party, vote and go. Don't finish and start chanting taglines and slogans and waving flags and things. 500 meters radius. That means after that, exceeding that radius, you can campaign on the day.
Yeah, that one there, nobody's.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay. So people on the way to that ballot, you can get them quickly and talk to them before they come. Okay.
So with all of this, aside impersonation and violent behavior, right? That's like something that's very evident. Now, the others, you're saying that they will be prosecuted like criminals
Sure, it's a
Everything
violation of
there.
the law.
for multiple votes as well.
Sure.
Wow.
Now, what did you mean?
You are
How
trying to
many
be
times
smart.
you get?
You have the right to vote once.
Once,
Only one
yeah.
vote for one
You look
person.
surprised.
And no, the thing is because people take this very lightly. That's why I'm asking, so that those watching would know that it's not, you can't make light of it. It's very important for you to know that it is a serious crime. It's not a enyeshe, what they
Yeah.
call crime or mancho enyeshe. So mochiwa, what's going to happen,
Yeah.
And so it's important for people to know that.
Do we have an idea, Mr. Fiva and Mr. Dominic, how long these people can be put behind bars
Yeah.
if they are caught.
Not really about the years per se, but you if you are not lucky,
There'll be punitive measures.
a whole lot of you will not be allowed to work with the public sector for number of years. Yes, a whole lot. So the best thing is to avoid it.
Just do your thing and go. Step 3, go home.
Go home.
So let's get the list back there and see what the next steps are on that document, please, production. Okay. So we so to the next one. Now, so the number of officials to be recruited.
I think Mr. Dem has gone through that already.
Yes, we've gone
five
through that.
in 5 at the station.
So special voting. Please explain to us what special voting is and why it matters.
Normally,
Yes.
we have security personnel who will be on duty on that day. We have some AC officials, who will be
Emergency
on-
personnel.
emergency personnel. So those people are made to vote. It is going on today. So they are special voters.
It's today, eh?
It's
Yes,
today.
today, with the
Okay.
exception of 2 regions, that's the Western and the
Eastern
Eastern.
region.
They
Yeah,
had
we
challenges
started.
there. Yeah, there was there's no strategy.
No, so we've started.
Oh, okay, yes. So that one is going to come on the 5th.
Okay. Wow. So for those of you who didn't know, special voting has begun today. For those who are going to work and afford us their skills on the day, security personnel, electoral commission staff, emergency services, etc. And is there any special protocol who are also voting?
The media
apart from
personnel as
the
well.
media, those who will be covering
Accredited media
okay.
personnel, yeah.
Those who will be covering it so that we don't. Okay, excellent. Let's go back to that procedure and see what details are there for us if there's anything. So basically, the officials, like you said, are cascaded there. So voting for them also starts at 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. This is just to give clarity. Like you said, it's not special. It's not a strategy. There's no difference from what will happen on the day. It's still 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. There's still a presiding officer. There's still the whole squad. But these are special. So are these specialized centers for special voting?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not a public. The same.
So he's going out there, Legon.
Okay, look on campus.
Yes, please.
Okay. So that's special voting. Any questions to squad? You are quietly looking at the thing. You want to special
reading.
vote?
No, sometimes
But
you just need to
no,
know.
not exactly. So in the cases where some voters will come, have you also had cases where twins will maybe they are voting at the same place or different places, and then they swap one way or the other, or maybe triplets or quadruplets, whatever the case? Have those cases come up?
With the biometric system, even if you are
Possible.
so identical, still the biometric
fingerprints.
everybody has different biometric recognition. So even if you're identical twins, once you get there, the right one will come out for them to know. So you can't replicate.
Would you treat this as a crime as well?
Sure, if you attempt,
Okay.
It's still
you are trying to
impersonation.
beat the
eh?
system, so it's a criminal
Okay,
offense.
so that's still impersonation.
Sure, impersonation.
Okay. Now, for these people who may impersonate, what would you say that they can or should not do? Because what if I'm just thinking that I'm a twin, right? And I can just go and vote for my twin brother or my twin sister, or we can just swap.
We will advise them not to try at all, because the system, they can't beat the system. They can't beat the system, so they shouldn't try
And
at
you
all.
won't take that as a mistake?
No, it won't. They wouldn't take that, because even if you are twins, you are bearing the same name. There's something unique, maybe junior, senior, or anything. They wouldn't be
Kakra, something.
Kakra or something. So once you take your ID card, you know this is Kakra's ID card, and you know yourself.
So you can't say that you
So you
didn't
can't say
know
you
about
didn't
it.
know. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no
Okay.
excuses. So assuming voting ends at 5 o'clock, does the NCCE have a role in that post that, or your role just captures our interaction with the ballot?
Of course, when we are done with voting, NCCE's work continue till the next election and all the time we are working, because when we are done with elections like that, there are mostly certain pockets of misunderstanding. Somebody losing and not agreeing that he has lost and all those things. And so during that period, we are the ones that still go and give the people the right education, the right orientation to be able to calm down. And we tell them that, fine, if you have your misgivings about the process, there are certain channels that you must follow to have your issues addressed. So NCCE's work continue throughout.
That's before, during, and after the election.
Yeah.
Because during the election, we are accredited as well to be observers. So we go around to make sure that where there's misunderstanding or there's a slight bit about the law, we can even let them understand that this is how it goes, so that we settle it. So we work along every day.
Have you had any instance where, or is there any instance where, let's say, a candidate is unhappy with the proceedings at a certain polling station? Does that come to you, or does that come to Electoral Commission? I'm just trying to find the line between, because all we hear is Electoral Commission, EC, especially when it comes to voting. So some of these discrepancies from, let's say, like you're saying, from the candidate, maybe it's not everywhere. Maybe it's one polling station they have a problem with. Do you rectify that as well?
Yes, there are processes. For instance, if the counting is over and there's a candidate who is not in support of the outcome, he can call for a recount, and then the recount will be done. A second recount can be done based on the presiding officer's agreement. If he doesn't agree, then it means that it will have to be done at the collation center, where the returning officer for the constituency will be there to actually activate another counting. So yes, if we are done and you say no, you want recounting, based on the presiding officer's discretion, he will allow the counting to be done. He can allow the counting to be done the second time, but beyond that, it will have to be done at the collation center, where the returning officer for the entire constituency will give his approval for it to be done. Okay. So it is one of the means that misgivings or misunderstandings are addressed at the polling station. Yeah.
Okay. Like if it's an ongoing misunderstanding, that's what we say. That one is the PO, that the presiding officer you need to talk to calm things down.
Okay. With allocations for everybody, inclusivity in our society. So those who might come in maybe wheelchairs, disability, people with disabilities, and who need the extra assistance. The way we described the process, you show up, you join the queue, blah blah. Is there any special protocol for them that maybe I come in crutches, I come in a wheelchair, that maybe I don't have to spend the whole day in the queue of 500 people, wheeling myself back and forth? Is there any special dispensation like that? Is it on the day? Is it before?
On the day, there is. You have preference for lactating mothers, pregnant women, disabled, all those people. As for them, when they get there, they don't join the queue. They are given the privilege to go and vote so that they will leave. Okay. And that same day.
Are these people also aware? I mean, the officers and stuff, are they aware that they have to?
They've been trained,
so
they are aware.
Okay.
Just
in that case, okay.
Just that we the voters that we don't know,
understand.
We don't understand. Yes.
So that's why I was just coming
that
to.
Even if you go to the bank and there's a lactating mother or an elderly, as we attend to, the same thing is applying here.
So I was just going to ask that in the case where people who have been there since dawn have queued with even stones and stuff and have come to vote, and they see that a lot of people are crossing the line and then they get angry and agitated, what happens? Is that also a policeman thing, or is it the PO who will now then come and say, explain it to them in case they didn't get it from the point of the NCCE, or will there be an NCCE officer there to now do a re-education before they go and vote?
It's the PO who does that. With the NCCE stuff, we have so many centers around, and we can't be everywhere. We are just monitoring. But if be that an NCCE person is there, he or she will give the education. But once there is no NCCE staff over there, the right person is the PO. He has to do the education because they've been trained as well. So they will educate the people that this is the rules. So please allow them. And I think we are all rational human beings. We understand. You can't let your mother come and to join 500 people or something.
Yeah, understanding is also going to be very key in this process. Now, speaking of understanding, so the law has been established there from the ranking officer to the police officer, etc. But if something goes wrong, and as a citizen, I think I need to talk to somebody, who is not in that immediate space. So maybe, God forbid, one of these people is the one in the behavior I think as a voter is not correct, or maybe I saw somebody give something to AC or he didn't do something right. Who do I speak to? I can't go and report to the same person who I'm seeing in that situation. So what do I do in that instance?
That's the arrow.
You mean?
What if the arrow is the one I saw?
The returning of no, that's the PO.
That's the PO. Okay.
The arrow is the overall within the constituency. So all the POs are under him.
The arrow. Okay.
So you just go to the office. He will be stationed at the office. Gathering information.
So you can go give the details of what you saw, what you thought was wrong.
Yes.
The polling center where you were voting, blah blah blah, and then it will be taken.
Pictorial evidence or stuff.
Well, we are not to take our phones, or the phone is just for the inside the ballot box. Yes. But for vigilance, you can take your phone.
Yes.
If you see something going untoward, or you don't like, or you think it's suspicious, quickly post. Okay, great. Hey, picture it. Take picture. Don't post. Don't post to take it to the right place, which is the arrow, the returning officer who will be at the NCCE office for
the
that electoral commission office. Okay, great. So in wrapping up, is there any?
Don't wrap up yet.
Okay, please.
I was going to ask about false news. Right, that people put out, some very intentionally, to cause chaos or commotion or confusion in taking, like you said, take pictures and evidence and whatnot. How will the NCC be able to sift through the false information, and what is done to people who put out false information about elections, ongoing elections? Yes.
We've done aggressive public education on misinformation, disinformation, and fake news. We have explained to them that it is not everything that somebody posts to you that is true. So what do? You do multiple checking. You check from various sources to be able to authenticate what you are watching on your phone. That is one. And we also advise that there are offices to report certain things to. You don't take the law upon yourself and start acting because you have seen something and you must act on it.
And what happens to people who are caught putting out, misinforming people or putting out fake news?
Of course, if it has to be about you maligning somebody's image, the person can take you to court.
Okay, so what I'm asking is, maybe someone put out false news that there's a confusion at a particular polling station, and so if I see that and that's where I vote, I'm not going there. I can't fight. I'm not going to go there. And then later we find out this is fake news. This would have deterred people from going to vote. And so if you find out that this person posted something like this, what happens to them? Are they also processed, or nothing happens to them? They go scot-free?
Okay, let me get to one of the TV stations I don't want to mention, but in the Ashanti region. Recently we heard there was this fake news, misinformation and stuff. He was picked up by the police. And investigation is still ongoing. So it's the same thing.
So once you're found out, you also be picked up.
You'll be dealt with. Yep, and that is how we are wrapping up today on Culture Daily. Big conversation here, definitely. Speaking about the upcoming elections and all elections, the NCCE, two wonderful representatives, Mr. Dominic and Mr. Edem Afiva, coming together to educate us on the process about leaving our houses in one piece, going and doing our civic duty with your thumb like this, one thumb, one box, don't cross. You saw the images, then you go home. Yeah, don't hang around and cause confusion. They are not going to count anything for you to see there and do anything there. Your own was to vote, and go home. But of course, it's good to know these things. And if you have a problem, the returning officer is the one you go to with whatever evidence or details you have. But if you have any challenges in the process, the presiding officer and his team are there to make sure that they can help you all the way into the ballot box and do the right thing. Even when you go and you vote and there's a mistake, you are not compelled to put the mistake into the box knowing there's an error there. You can come out and say, I have made a mistake. They will identify the spoiled ballot, put it in where the spoiled ballots need to go, and give you another ballot to vote properly this time. So it's something that we all just need to make a conscious effort to stay calm and keep this information on the tip of our tongues when we go there, so we can educate each other and vote wisely and keep Ghana moving peacefully. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been Culture Daily. As usual, we bring you the biggest conversations that matter the most. It's Serial, it's Isilfwa, it's Lenny Lomote, and we've been your host. This is The Culture. Peace.
Culture Daily was brought to you by Telecel.